I'm making this video not to trash talk the developers of Survive and Kill, nor to put pressure on Homer Mafia 1 specifically. I'm merely criticizing the development process of the update pushing and whatnot. Just think about for a second, does anybody else think that SAKTK is in a kind of dead state right now? Well, at least the main game. It hasn't been updated in God knows how long. Meanwhile, the game's test servers, on the other hand, has been consistently getting new content added over time. For those who don't know, the SAKTK test servers are basically a copy of the actual SAKTK game, but for testing new releases and new attributes that may or may not be coming to the main game. But for a while now, there has been several completed pieces of content in the test servers that, for some reason, have not been added to the main game yet. Why is this? I have no idea. You would think that after having no updates for the longest time, that adding any kind of new content to the main game would be a saving grace for it. The players would be happy, the development team would take a break, and the casual player base would return to the regularly playing the game. But nope. The current update strategy for the game is to work on everything until it is completely polished, which is obviously a good thing. But instead of releasing it when it's perfectly done, they instead go right back to work on something that they would rather release alongside it, rather than adding just the one thing they've finished. This makes no sense to me. You could easily release smaller portions of things you've completely done in test servers, bring them to the main game, and keep working on future updates while the game now has fresh content. Why not release the small bits of your work into the game periodically through increments of maybe even one update a month, instead of abandoning the game for half a year to release all this content that won't last as long? Most front-page games have consistent updates dished out across several time frames in order to maintain players and freshness. SAKTK doesn't really follow this, which wouldn't be so bad if the game had a sustainable player base, like, say, Murder Mystery 2 for example. I'm not the only one to think that SAKTK is kinda boring right now with nothing new. And sure, I could just go play those test servers, but to be honest, in my opinion, that takes away from the fun of grinding the main game. Why should I have to wait for an already basically finished addition to the game because it's being added alongside something that has nothing to do with it? I know Homer Mafia 1 is in school right now, which is amazing for him. But if there's time to work on updates, then there should also be time to release them to the game. It would be so much better for everyone if the updates were consistent. They didn't even have to be huge, like what's planned a couple weeks from now. It could even simply be the addition of endless game saves and nobody would complain. Something small every 2 months or so would be amazing, but instead, only twice, maybe 3 times a year does the game get its big update. I love Survive and Kill, but it's so hard to have fun with the game when nothing's happening. And yes, it is still my fault for just refusing to play the test servers, but my point still strongly stands. Test servers are a completely different game as of right now, with perfectly working assets ready to be added. Heck, the endless survival world record was just broken by lmao in test servers using the save feature before the update even officially came out. That proves that it works fine and is ready to come to the main game. Yet, for some reason, it's stuck with other finished and some unfinished products. Now, I'm no builder or scripter or anything, so I can only assume that developing takes a lot of work and timing and effort and whatnot. So take this all with a grain of salt. These are mainly just my thoughts and criticisms about how the game is being weirdly handled right now, and it has been like this for the past year or two. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Do you think that updates would be better this way and keep the game fresher for a longer period of time, or do you think it's fine the way it is? Tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.